Good morning, viewers of the RC Universe. Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be an exciting new release video. We're going to be doing the unboxing, as it says in the title, and build review of the new Tron 55 Gemini helicopter. I have been waiting for this model for quite a while, so I'm really looking forward to this. So yeah, without further ado guys, let's get on with it, shall we? Right guys, here you have it, the Tron 55 Gemini helicopter. This is the latest in the line of small helicopters that Tron have released. I believe they've also got another one which is the Orion as well. Thanks must go to RC Helicopter Richard for allowing me to build this helicopter for him. This actually belongs to him. And he has kindly allowed me to build this video, do this video on building this helicopter for you guys to see. So let's have a look and see what we've got in the box, shall we? And let's have a no. Let me move the camera. There we go. Right. So, as per standard with most helicopter kits, you got boxes inside boxes. So we got what we got here. Let's take out. So we have the side frames. We have both side frames by the looks of it, and the tail skid as well. Nice vibrant green colour for this model by the looks of it. So that's bit number one. We've got the battery tray. I'm guessing that's the battery tray in there, and it certainly looks like the battery tray. We have another battery tray. Maybe it's not the battery tray, but there's another one there anyway, whatever it is. We'll find out when we open up later on. And we've got the skids, two white skids, aluminium skids as well by the looks of it, not plastic ones. That's good. And we have next we have the boom, which sounds like it's got the control rod inside it as well. This green is really vibrant, guys. I have actually seen the first model that was in the UK flying here at the club a few months back, and even on a dull day it is really visible. It's a cracking colour scheme for this. So that's the boom. And then we have two boxes. I'm assuming that this one here contains the canopy, and this one here that's quite heavy doesn't. So let's move that out of the way. We'll have a look at the canopy last. We'll see what's inside here first. Now, as you can see, there are no instructions with the kit unless they're inside that box there, which I highly doubt. So you'll be able to download the instructions off Tinterweb, I'm guessing. Bloody hope so as well. So if not, it's going to be an interesting build if there ain't no instructions for it. Oh, gently open that box, and yep, here we go. So we have the skids and the mounting screws for that, and the ends of the skid pipes as well. So we've got the skid gear, landing gear, main drive and tower drive gears all together already. Even though they're all together, these are still going to need to be checked to be thread locked and all that as well. We've got our Velcro battery straps as well, and then we have reinforcers. I'm guessing, I don't know, I haven't seen the instructions yet, but I'm guessing they're some kind of reinforcing for the side frames as well. And we have the anti-rotation bracket and some more tiny little plastic bits which look like servo mounting parts of some sort, I'm guessing. So that's them. The servos and whatnot and the blades for this will be coming later on when Rich comes back up the club later on this afternoon. We have a motor gear, pinion gear in its mount already. some more side frames, not side frames, some more mounts as well for the side frames by the looks of it, where the side frames join together. That will be the canopy release, I'm guessing. Ball joints, ball connectors, ball link connectors, probably for the servos. And we have a bunch of I ain't got a clue what they are. And then we've got another bearing in a case as well. Again, we'll see what that is later on. There's loads of bits and pieces in this. More frame supports, I'm guessing. And there's a lot of bags in this. And then we've got the belt drive, belt guide, I should say, for the tail rotor belt. And that's going to be a boom plug. Methinks, don't know what that is. And then we've got some more, I'm guessing, canopy. Yeah, they look like canopy releases or something like that. Loads more side frame connectors that join the frames together, I'm guessing, for them. Servo mounts as well, boom mounts together. And then we have, I'm guessing that's a battery tray rail that goes on the battery, for the battery I should say. And then we've got the rotor head all in one bag with the swash plate and the drop arms and whatnot, and the main rotor shaft all in one bag. More side frame sections for the boom, I think. Maybe they're not, who knows. No, that's where the servos are mounted. That's where the servos are mounted onto those. And then we have some carbon sheet of some sort, I'm guessing more structural parts. And then we've got the tail rotor unit with the belt all in one bag. And then we got some washers, and we got some dampers, 2 lots of dampers by the looks of it. And then finally we have, I ain't got a clue what they are, but anyway, that's everything in that box. And so let's go to this one. This one has got to be the canopy because it's not very heavy. So just be careful when you open these guys, because you don't know how close the canopy is to the top of the lid. And the last thing you want to do is put a knife through it. Pull nice and gently. There we go. If the instructions are in here, it'll be great. They're not. Marvellous. So yeah, as predicted, canopy. You've got nice Tron blade grip holder as well in that box, and then the canopy itself. Let's get it out. Real vibrant colours these are on this model. They really are. I'm used to seeing Rich flying the Tron Advance that he's got, and it's vibrant orange colours. And this is the first helicopter that he's had that is green. There we go. Look at that for a canopy. That is pretty damn cool, and it is really well made. Typical Tron as well, with their standards. Good quality fiberglass. Really nice canopy. We'll put that back in the bag and then put it back in the box, because we don't need that for a long time. So yeah, that is everything. Right guys, as predicted, the manual for the 5.5 Orion and Gemini is available to download on Tinterweb. Excuse the you can see the reflection of the light above me here, the fluorescent light. But it's usual index, tell you what to do, safety notes, then you've got the features between the two helicopters, the difference between the two, and then it goes all the way down to the tools that you require, the electronics that you require. Tools pretty standard when it comes to building a helicopter. 3 mini size servos for the swash plate, 1 mini or full size servo for the tail, a 420 to 425 motor, 1100 to 1200 kV, 80 to 160 amp ESC 6 to 8S, and your flybarless unit. So Main blades recommendation for the 5.5 is 550 to 560, and your tail blades are 85 to 97mm in length. And your battery compartment space in height is 64mm by 56mm by 225 without the straps. And then it starts off with the assembly. So let's get all this sorted. These are like pre-built already, but I'm going to need to take them apart to make sure that, you know, all the thread lock and everything is all good. So one thing I am a little bit peeved about, none of the bags are numbered, so it's literally mark one eyeball when it comes to identifying parts. You've got no numbers on any of the bags of any of the parts or anything like that, so you've got to rely on your own sort of like eyes to see which bit is for which part. So that's going to make it interesting. So if you need something like that to build a model like this, then this is not the model for you. So anyway, let's crack on with it, guys. Like I say, rotor head assembly is the first bit, so let's get going, shall we? There'll be a lot of time lapse in this. If you looked at the review that I did on the RS42, RS40, I can't remember what it was now, but the TB40 as well and whatnot, it's a combination of like live build and time lapse. So let's get on with it, shall we? Right, with the head assembly being the first thing, we'll get the bag that's got the head assembly in, shall we? So we've got the drop arms for the servos, control links. I can't get it out. Main rotor head, swash plate, main shaft, ball links, and awesome. See the can you see that? The actual links themselves have got square midsections, so you can get a spanner on and adjust them without having to unclip. Marvellous. Right, so where's my scissors? Who's nicked my scissors? If I get the scissors out, save a lot of time, because I don't like cutting bags with, now I can pierce it, scratch it. That's about as much use as a chocolate fireball. Right, get that out. Let's have a quick look at that. Obviously this is pre-assembled and it's got a zip tie around it to keep it all nice and tight. So gently does it, get rid of that. So there we go. There's your main head assembly. Just check it all over, make sure it's not damaged, and it isn't. So now, time to take it apart and then reassemble it. So let's go. I'll put you in time lapse mode for that, because no point in me doing it any other way, is there? Right gang, I've took the head apart and I've took all the feathering shaft out. Reason being is because you've got two sets of dampers, and if you look inside there, you've got green dampers, and basically you've got two different configurations that you can set the head up. The ones with the green dampers are for pussies like me that fly helicopters like just sport, which is just stock configuration. But then you've got these black dampers here, which are basically for hard 3D smackdown shit like what Rich does. So I'm going to replace these pussy grommets with hardcore grommets, as we call it. So anyway, let's get on with it. Right, you've got this here which you must not forget to put in. You're not going to, because if you get a kit like this, you're going to be doing exactly the same as me anyway. But it's basically your feathering shaft support, goes in the middle of here. It's only made of plastic, but once you've fitted your dampers in, whichever ones you want to use, make sure that you put that through first before you put your feathering shaft in, because, well, it's just not going to work out if you don't. Okay, gang, we've got the two heads now assembled, and they are really nice and smooth on this. We've got the hard dampers in for our friend Rich, who flies hardcore thruster. So right, next thing, I'm going to put the arms on the sides of the blade grips, and then I can reassemble the mixer arms back on, and that should be the rotor head practically finished then. So let's crack on with it. We've got the bag here with them already in, all the bits that we need, so just cut them out and thread lock them all in place, and away we go. Okay guys, that's the head all sorted. Excuse me. That's the head all sorted now. Everything thread locked into place. Mixer arms are all thread locked, but not tightened up, because obviously, let's clean that off there. These go into the tighten the shaft. So I've got some thread lock on at the moment, but it's not like essential. So once the main shaft goes through, then they can be tightened up, and then jobs are good. So next on the agenda is the swish plate, as one of the guys on internet says. It does tell you to disassemble it and reassemble it, so I'll get that all done now. Hopefully it shouldn't be too much hassle, but I wouldn't have thought so. So yeah, I'll just strip that down, get all the screws all thread locked and whatnot, and put back together again. So back in a bit. Right guys, on the instructions it states that the swash plate is pre-assembled and does not require disassembly, and checking all the screws the way that I am, it appears that that is the case. So you will not need to undo any of the screws on the swash plate to Loctite. They've already been done, it seems, because they are quite tight in and quite difficult to undo. So we don't need to do it as far as I'm concerned. So the only thing that will need to be tightened up will be the ball links, because obviously they're just loosey goosey. So we'll sort those out in a bit, and then we can carry on. Right guys, one of the things that we need to take note of, if you look, it has actually got 2 holes for the swash plate arms, and it says that basically the outer thread is for agile flying and the inner thread is for precise flying. So they will be put on the inside for my friend Rich, because he is a complete psycho when it comes to flying his helicopters. So I'll do that now. Okay, we've got to do the main shaft now guys. There's only one way that it can go in, and that's with the hole that is 12mm from the top of the shaft. You have also got a spacer that you need to put on, if you can see that there, and then that will be followed by that will be followed by that. Okay, so you insert that, insert it, shove it into rotor head like so, like I thought, and then you should be able to line up. There we go. Now that shaft goes in to the hole that is in the feathering shaft support, but it doesn't go all the way up as you can hear it. It comes down very slightly, and then you can see the hole there where you line up to put your Jesus bolt in. So we can get that placed in now with a screw. Hold on, let's put that in if I can. Should be able to get my nope. There we go, that's in nice. Make sure your brass spacer doesn't come off while you're doing this guys. I'm holding it with my thumb at the moment. Get my locking nut in place. There is a recess in the actual main rotor hub for that to sit in, so you can actually just hold it in place, and then you get your 2.5mm and then just tighten it up, because it's got a thread. What's it? Thread. I'll get words out in a minute. Come on. I can't remember what they're called now. Plastic threaded lock nut. That's it. There you go. There we go. That's that in place. And then we can shove up swash plate. Make sure you get your mixer arms the right way around. Battery just died on me. Right, keep the brass shim in a safe place, because you're going to need that later on in post 44. So now, put the swash plate on and slide it up the shaft. That's what she said. And then we'll follow it on with this. Oh. So that is that done. Now I need to make the links to connect the swash plate and whatnot up. I'll do that off camera and I'll come back to you when that's all done guys. Okay, then we've got all the rotor head and the swash plate all now fitted. All ball links have all been thread locked. Mixer arm bolts have been thread locked, and all the control linkages have all been made. The swash plate to servo linkages, they've got to have a 19mm gap from here to here, and the rotor head blade grips to the swash plate 15mm. Now these ones here, they're literally right the way down to the end of the thread near enough to give the 15mm. These ones you've got around about, I'd say about 2.5-3mm of thread either side of the centre of the link to give you the 19mm that they're requesting. Now the ball links have got predominantly larger and smaller holes on either side, so you cannot go wrong which way you put them on. If you try putting them on through the small hole, then you're in Egypt, because that's the bit that needs to be facing out, and the larger hole is where you push it onto the actual ball link. Not teaching you to suck eggs, but just in case you don't know, if you've never built a helicopter before, that's what you've got to do. Right, I am building this as of the manual. I am following it step by step as the manual tells. A lot of people don't do that. They pick and choose what bits they want to do, but I'm just doing it by the manual, purely and simply for, well, ease really, more than anything. The next thing it asks you to do is to get the tail rotor unit, and you have to check all the nuts and bolts on that and make sure that it is all nice and thread locked, because even though it's pre-assembled, it does state that it is necessary to remove all the screws and thread lock them into place. So we'll do that now, and hopefully it'll be a big part of it. That's quite stiff. That is really stiff. There's something not right there. That should be quite loose and it isn't. That's because it's being pushed against the tail rotor, you dumb twat. That's why. I'm assuming. Yes, there we go. So yeah, I'll dismantle all this now in lapsy-timey mode, and then I can re-thread lock it all back in place. I'm going to leave the zip tie around this for now because I don't want it flopping around everywhere. So right, let's go. Right guys, just for reference, when it comes to assembling this and whatnot, if you start looking around thinking, where's the tail blades? It don't come with any. It doesn't come with any tail blades, it doesn't come with the main rotor blades either. So you'll have to purchase them separately. I don't know if there's an option with this kit whether you can actually buy it with the blades. I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. I'll have to ask Rich about that, see if he knows. But yeah, you don't get any blades with this kit, you need to buy your own. So anyway, that's the tail rotor all sorted out, and God knows what. I've done all the thread locking. It is making the job a lot easier actually with it already being pre-assembled, because literally all I've had to do is just undo all the nuts, do the thrust bearings, and then basically blue thread lock, or thread lock I should say, all the necessary screws. The only ones I haven't done are these here, because that's where it's going to fit into the boom. But yeah, so it does actually make it rather a quick job, because then I don't have to worry about assembling the whole thing. It does show you in the instructions how to assemble it if you need spare parts and whatnot, so you can actually take it apart completely and rebuild it from scratch. So anyway, that's that bit done. Right gang, this is going to be fun. I've never done this before. There's a control rod. We have this new system that I've never done. Like I say, we have a boom. Let me get them out first. Down we go. And then this thing here, this is what you use to line up the screws here into this. Awkward. So this is going to be interesting. So that's going to go on there like so, and then this has to be pushed literally into the boom. Which side? Nope. Does it matter? No, I don't think it does, to be honest with you. They're both going to... But you push this into the boom using push rod, I believe. This. And it basically slides this all the way down, and you allocate your screws for this. Right. Oh, this is going to be fun. I am not going to do this on camera. I'll come back when it's done. Right guys, that was hard work. My brain just wasn't functioning. Right, this here has 2 slots in the top where some nuts fit. It's the what are they? Achimbado. What ones are they? M2. Oh my god. Yeah, you got these 2 slots here, and they're in the bag with the 2 locking nuts in them already, and it creates a little bit of confusion, or it did for me, because you've got 2 different positions where the screws go, one there, okay, and for some stupid reason I couldn't figure out how you could get that screw and that screw in without getting that stuck, because if you put that screw in first, then push it along to meet the hole where that screw is, then you got this block stuck in the middle because you can't get past. But then I realised if you turn it over, they're opposite. So what you have to do is you put your first one in from this side to there, and then you push it. Once you've tightened it up, you push it back out again using your tail rod. It says to use your tail rod, carbon rod thingy, and then you take the screw out that's in here, turn it over, and then you put the screw nut, into that one, push it back in again until it lines up with there. Then you can do that one up, and then you push this back out again. That's just took me 20 minutes to figure out. Anyway, all done. That's a tail control arm support thingy in. Keep that, because I know people have used these to take dinks and dents out of booms on these Trons. If you get a dent, this is quite a tight fit, so you can actually knock it down to where your dent or your crease is, and it actually pushes it out quite nicely. So don't get rid of that, because they're quite handy. So that's the tail boom done. Now I've got to do the tail actual control itself. I need to get some epoxy for this because they have to be epoxied on. So I'll get that sorted and I'll come back to you when they're done. Okay guys, I've got the tail rod, tail rotor rod linkage sorted out, and it's not that hard to do. You got these that you have to epoxy on and leave for about 10 minutes. I use 5-minute epoxy, left them for about 10-15 minutes. Do that on both sides, and then your control linkage rods, you got to go from this very, let me get a pointer, this very back edge of the control link. So from there to the back edge of the other control link, it needs to be 593 millimeters. So that's all done, and then it's so easy to put the rod in because the way that it's made, literally just do that and that's it. That's your control rod in. So right, that's that done. Cut the zip tie, don't cut the belt rod. That's that. So yeah, this is going to go into the boom, and then once that's in the boom, we've got to add the tail fin as well at the same time by the looks of it. So that's the top of the tail rotor, because that's the bottom, you know, pretty obvious, isn't it really? So we need to undo these here, because these are going to go through this back end here, and we've got to add at the same time ye old tail skid. Can you see me doing this? That's that and that. Then das ha and das. Don't forget to thread lock these guys. Don't forget to get them in the right holes as well, because the two that go on the skid side are longer than the two that are on the other side, so just make sure you don't get them mixed up. Okay, I'll get the tail skid out. Where's the tail skid? Where's it? Open the bag, slice, pull out the skid. Not a bad match, if I say so myself. pretty damn good. Right, so if I feed the belt through, actually, you know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to hang the tail rotor from the ceiling for a bit, and I'm going to let this belt straighten out and get rid of some of these kinks, because it's a little bit kinky where it was folded up. So I'm just going to hang it up for a bit, and then I'll come back to it in a sec. Hey guys, after the belt being hanging up for a little bit, I've managed to get most of the kinks out. I'm just going to push the boom in. Because the belt's so thick, I could literally just feed it into the boom and it just went in nicely. So let's pop that. Not too tight. That's what she said. Get them lined up. Like so. And we'll put that one Rob, P9. That one goes on first. Like I saw. Just pop it there. Sit. Dang it. Right. Is it 2.5? 2.5 or is it 2 mils? 2 mil. Put them over there. Nope. That's a 3. It is a 2.5. Right. Thread lock. Can I ignore? And then don't forget the shorter ones are the 4 screws. The 2 shortest ones go on the tail rotor side, and the longer ones go on the tail fin side. Oop, a little bit too much thread lock there. Perfect. Doesn't hurt to have more thread lock than what you need. Let's get my cotton wipe and get that off from around there. Try and keep it nice and tidy, because it is not my helicopter at the end of the day, it is Rich's. You don't want to make it too messy. And then to the side we got this. Push, push, push. There we go. And then to the side we've got that first, then this, then them. In fact, I'm going to put some thread lock in the holes. Too much. Perfect. There we go. You'd have thought there'd have been some washers with these, but there isn't. How bizarre. I would have preferred washers on these, or those, you know, them shims that you can get the cap heads sit in. A couple of those would have been ideal. In fact, bear with me. No, I've not got any with me, guys. I thought I'd got some with me, but I have not. So I'll have to bring some with me from home tomorrow, because I've got some at home. And then I'll just put them back in again. I don't need to do them up too tight. Just do them up slightly loose. Yes, I put blue thread lock in, but it won't hurt to just swap it out. Take some out and re-thread lock them and put some more in. So I won't do them up too tight. just enough to pinch it down. There we go. That's that on. Ensure to have your tire belt orientated as shown as the illustration. That's got to go that way around, which is going to rotate clockwise, which means the tail rotor is going to rotate anti-clockwise, looking at it from the left. So that's how that needs to be. So we'll put that to one side. Right guys, next stage is the upper mainframe assembly, which consists of the tray for the ESC, looks like the gyro plate, and the radio mounting tray, whatever that means, unless you're using a separate radio system, I'm guessing. So these have got to make sure these are orientated around the right way. Pay attention to the correct orientation, it says. Brilliant. Let's have a look. Right, we'll get all these trays built up guys, and then I'll come back to you when they are done. Okay guys, I've got all the 3 of those main frame sections done. There's a specific way, like it says, that these have got to go, and it's that screw that's diagonal. It's blowing a right hoolie out there. I'm going to have to move my Jap Zero in a minute, because if I don't it's going to blow off the table. Yeah, that screw that sticks up diagonally has to be on the left hand side on both sides of the frame, and the other two, yeah, basically they're just exactly the same width, so it doesn't matter. So that's those done. The next job is the belt tensioner, and also the battery lock assembly system. So I'll go through, they're already pre-assembled, so I'm just going to go through and make sure that all the threads are all locked up and whatnot before we do anything else. So I'll get that sorted now. Next guys, we've got the main left main upper frame assembly, which is I don't know. Right, so yeah, we've got to start mounting stuff like the belt adjuster and the servos, but I don't have any servos yet, so I'm kind of hoping that I can get this done without putting the servos in. I can put the servos in after. So I'll get the this side frame done, which is the belt tensioner and the battery tray, I think it is, yeah, battery tray. So I'll get those put on and then see what else it entails, because like I say, if I need to put the servo in before I assemble it, then, well, you know, but I can't see why not, because at the end of the day, like, what if one of your servos is knackered? You've got to be able to take it back out again, haven't you? Anyway, let's carry on. Okay, getting the The motor pinion is mounted, as you can see, thus, but again I've not got the motor because we're waiting for this new hot motor to come, but I can still put the mount into the side frame because you'll be able to access, I'll show you quickly just temporarily, I'll be able to access the pinion grub screw through the front there, so when the motor turns up I can just drop it straight in and tighten up the grub screw there, so this can still be mounted as is, and that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just putting these get in. I'm just putting these, I can't get it in, that's what she said. I'm just going to put these in temporarily. Oh my god, because I'm not going to thread lock them in. Obviously I'll have to adjust the position of the motor once the belt drive and everything is all in place, because we just need to get the correct tension, and the only way I can do that is by sliding the motor backwards and forwards, which we do by undoing the mount screws. So just remember not to thread lock them to start off with. Wait until you've got the belt on and the motor's all fitted and whatnot, and then you can tighten them up after, once the tension of the belt is done as it needs to be. So temporarily done. Also, when you mount this pinion in, make sure you get it the right way around, because if you put it in the wrong way around, it gets you in all kinds of difficult situations. Ask me how I know. Okay, so now we need the main shaft upper main shaft bearing set, and the frame as well that it mounts to. So this is also what the servo's mounted to, because you can see there, look, boy, I'll get it out. Okay gang, we have, like I say, this upper main shaft bearing. Now you've got both bearings fitted in, the top and the bottom. The bottom one has got one single bearing that you can see here, and this thicker bit that you can see, that's got two bearings in. They're both in place, they're both pressed in, but yeah, so that's going to be the top, and that one there's going to be on the bottom. Now we've got these two things here, which all I can say is looks like a couple of very badly made Death Stars that you used to throw when you were a kid, but they are identical. However excuse me, however, although the servo screws are fitted, as you can see there, look, we've got the servo screws on the top and the bottom on both sides, but top and the bottom, but here you've only got screws on this one but not in there, screws on that side but not in there, and I don't know why, but hey ho, let's have a look. So this and this have got to go together. I've got to make sure I get the right ones in place so I don't have to keep on doing them again, and then we can fit them to the side frame once it's done. So let's go into lapsey timing mode. Okay, that is the main shaft support now all sorted out, like I say. So I'm going to mount this on to the side frame, and then once that's done we can move on to the next stage. So let's get to it, shall we?
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head.
Right gang, once you got the top section of the airframe, the main bearing shaft in. I'll get it right in a minute. The bottom one, you don't just put in the screws, you've got to put this on as well, this bracket. And you got M3x12s with the enclosed socket head caps that go on them. They go on the motor mount side, and then you've got two M3x10 screws which go on this side here, which screw into the bottom support for the main bearing. So don't just screw the screws in, you need to put this on as well. So let's crack on.
Just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They won't.
Right, let's have a look so far at what we've got, shall we? We have on the left side frame, we've got mounted the tail boom support, and we have also got the fly-by-wire system support fitted. We've got the ESC carbon support fitted. We've got the battery tray sliding mount put on. We've got the pinion fitted in place, and we've also got the main shaft bearing and its support fitted in, as well as the tail boom the tail bout tensioner fitted as well. Now it does say to fit the tail rotor servo in the back of the frame, but I don't know what sort of servo Rich has got until he comes up later on. I don't know if it's a small or a normal large servo, so I'm going to skip that bit for now. I can still carry on with the build. I've got to put the supersonic battery mount in, as they call it, which is this, on the left hand side frame. On the right hand side frame, I've already put the battery mounting tray on that one already. So basically what I've got to do now is fit that into there, which is for the battery mount thing, as they do that, shall I?
Any place that I go, I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting.
Right, gang, we've now basically got to fit the side frame on the right hand side frame to the left, but I'm not going to fit it on permanently because I don't know whether I'm going to need to take it back off again to do the mounting of the tail servo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the screws out and position them up above here, so I know what's got to go where, and then I'm going to put it on, put all the screws in dry without any blue thread lock, and then once I've got the servo sorted out and I can get that in, then I'll thread lock all the screws down again. Probably a lot of work, you're thinking. Yes, it is, but I don't care. You know, at least that way then I don't have to undo something that didn't need to be done. So let's get on with it. Right guys, we've got both side frames now fitted. Like I say, this side isn't Loctited, no blue thread lock on any of these screws here yet, because I'm not too sure whether I'm going to need to take them apart again to get this servo mount in here. I don't think I will have to, but then I really don't know. I should be able to get a servo in there from this side, whichever one it is anyway. Now the thing is, the lower frame sections, which have got to go on both sides, I may need to wait before I can put those on, again because of the servo. But you know what, let's just give it a shot and let's just see what happens. Take it from there. Right guys, the left and right lower side frames are both identical, as you see, so you can't get them wrong either way you put them on. But yeah, these are fitted on the sides here, and they've got grommets that go in between that you can see there, look. So I'm going to put these in, and basically carry on from there, shall I? Let's go. God damn, it's blowing a hoolie out there today. I always suffer bad with wind. Anyway, right, these here that I was showing you, they come apart, like so. Okay, so you need 4 for each side, and then these are secured in by M3x8 pan head screws. That's these ones here, and they're inside these. I was just looking for the screws and I didn't realise that they're actually inside these still. So these go in between the frame where these fittings go, basically. So let's get on with it. I'll show you quickly what tight fitness these are. They go in there like so, and they're quite tight, and then that goes over the top, and then you've got your screw that goes through into this then in the frame. So let's get these all mounted in place, and then we can get on with it, shall we? Okay, we got a hell of a lot done so far. Both side frames on both sides, top and bottom, are now fitted. I've still got to tighten up the screws and blue thread lock the ones on the other side, this side here, but that won't be a problem. And then once that's all done, well, it's just a case of fitting the motor and the servos and whatnot. Now Richie's bringing the servos up in a bit, like I say. The motor's not arrived yet, but next bit is putting the undercarriage on. So I'll get the undercarriage all sorted and put the skids on, and it's really starting to come to shape now. So far, the way I feel about it, it's gone together so easy. It's such a nice kit, this. No issues, no problems, everything's straightforward, and it's really smart and obviously really strong. So yeah, all good. Let's get the undercarriage done. Right, skids are a nice white plastic set, and the skid pipes are also nice. Obviously they're metal, and oh, look at that. One is longer than the other. One is longer than the other, and the holes, how bizarre. Someone's fucked up. That is weird. What the hell is going on here then? I mean, they're two identical skids, but one of them's half an inch longer than the other, and the screws at the back, look at the difference between the... Something not right there. You can't tell me that it's meant to be skew width. No way. Hose pipe. Not on your lady. Alright, we'll leave the skids off for now. We can still mount these bits, but I'll leave the skids off and I'll see what Rich wants to do, because to be honest with you, he may just say slice this bit off here, because these holes are literally for where the that's quite substantial. That'll cover that. Yeah, I'll see what Rich says when he comes back, when he comes up I should say, but like I say, I can still mount the bottom bits onto the airframe. So let's get doing that, shall we? Right gang, I've actually just put the skids in, and it turns out that it's the shortest one that's the one that's wrong. Da 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 da. Now the front hole lines up where the skid goes, but the back hole, it's the half missing, and you're about 3/4 of an inch away from the hole where it's meant to be screwed into place. The longer one, perfect. The holes line up perfectly at the front and the back, and we've got 1/2 inch of pipe sticking out. Yeah, something's not right. I don't know what they've done there. I mean, Rich might be happy to leave it as it is. I'll have to see when he comes in. Come on then, out you go. I mean, he likes to have short skids anyway, so he may just suggest to, I don't know, do that or something. Bring them out. He does like having short skids on his helicopters, front and back. So I mean, we could probably do that, where the short skid is like so and the long skid is like so. I mean, the grub screws will still bite into the tubes anyway. It just means we need to cut off a little bit off this back end one here, because you can see the difference in length between the two. It's bizarre that. I don't know. Okay, never mind. We'll let's carry on. Right, we've got 2 battery trays, both of which are identical. So I'm just going to go with the one for now, and I'm going to leave the other one in the bag, and let Rich decide what he wants to do with that. So we'll just do the one for now, and we'll leave the other one in its bag. Slice, yank. Right, let's see what we got. So it's actually quite a long tray, as you can see, and then we've got the section there where the quick mount release button thing goes. So that should be an easy enough job. Why do these small zip-up bags struggle to go on? Right, so we've got the battery mount. That's where the quick release is, so this has got to... Is it that way around? No, it's the top, isn't it? Let's have a look. Does it go in that way? Nope. Does it go in that way? Nope. Does it go in any way? Nope. Have I put it on wrong? Probably. How's that going there then? It's got to go on that, it's just tight, isn't it? Tight, look, tiger! That is really tight. Is it tight, or have I put them on the wrong bloody way round? No. No. It's just tight. Me looks, me thinks. My arse, it really stinks. I'm gonna have to look into this. And it turns out I was right. I was just mounting the tray in the wrong bloody way around, like a penis. Anyway, let's put this together quick, because well, I don't want to make myself look a jockey. Put some thread lock in there, thread lock in there, and then that goes in there like so. That goes in there like I thought, and that's just missed completely. There we go. What size is that? 1 mil, 1.5 mil. Right. In you go. That's it. Let's just use a hex drive. It'll be fine for now using a hex drive. Okay, there we go. There is obviously 2 sides to the mount, so you can put this on either side along with that, but I've just gone on the one side. So let's just see if it all works. Probably not, but there you go. Slidey slidey, click, there we go. That's it, battery locked in, quick release, pull back out again, marvellous. Right, the next bit is the main head, main gear to frame assembly. It is already pre-assembled, it is all good, it's freewheeling nice. The only thing that I've got to do is I've got to undo these screws here, and I've got to thread lock them because they're all loose. They're not thread locked in place, as you can see. Really easy to come undone. So I'll just get that done, and then we can crack on. Right guys, this is where it's all starting to come together, and all the parts from earlier pages that were left off are now going to be added. So we've got the main shaft going on, and then we've got that going in through the main gear. This has now got to go on there like so. Add now, it says, so that's what I'm doing. And then that is followed by the shim from page 15, and then we drop it down into ha like so, like I saw. Nice and gently down. I'll tell you what, that fits so nice. Right, where's the Jesus bolt? There it is. Where's the... That's it. So, let's see if we can do this in one go. Probably not. Get in there. I hate doing this stuff. You've got to get it lined up with a pinion properly. Oh, hello. That's what's stopping it. I think the pinion's too far over. Oh, hang on. No. No, that's not it either. No. Can I move it? Oh, have I done it up too tight? I think I've done it up too tight. Right, so I need to undo these, if any of them are tight. I think it's them ones there. And the same up to the other side. Yeah, they're a bit grippy. That's why I couldn't move it. Right, should be able to move the motor mount now. Up a bit, there we go. Where's my Jesus bolt? There it is. Where's my hole? There it is. Come on, in you go. Come on. Oh. There we go. Right, so now has it gone right the way through? I don't think it has it? Where's my 2.5? No, that ain't gone through. Dang it. Have to push the Jesus bolt back out through the other side. You wouldn't go that far. But hey ho. Yeah. Let's push that in. Right, let's just locate. There we go. I think that's got it. Yeah. Right. Should. There it is. There it is. Straight in. No, that's missed it. What a twat. Bear with me, guys. Finally, we have a winner. Right. Pull the gear all the way up as tight as I can get it. And then there's a shim. And then this black bracket here, which we now need to tighten up. While trying to keep the... Is that a 2mm? No, it's a 2.5. While trying to keep the shaft up. That's what she said. Ow. Perfect. Right, what I'm going to do now is tighten up the one so that it doesn't move, and then undo the other because it's going to go nowhere. And then I'm going to put some thread lock on the one that I've just took out, like I saw. Put it back in and then tighten it up. And then go around to the other side. Undo that one slightly. It's dropped. There we go. Put it back up. Tighten that up. That's holding that. Then we can undo this one. Thread lock. Put it back in. Put it back in. There we go. And then tighten that one back down as well. And that way we've got thread lock on both threads. The gear drive cannot move up or down. We've got the shim in between. We've got the bracket holding it in place. Let's do them up equally. So undo that one a little bit. And tighten that one up. There we go. And there we have it. That's that done. Right. So we've got that goes in there. That's for then servos there. Like as up. Happy days. Getting there, guys. I'm guessing now the anti-rotation bracket's got to go on. Am I right? I am indeed. Right. Where is the anti-rotate? There it is. So we'll stick that on next, and then I'll come back to you when it's done. Right, gang, we've got the head in, we've got the main gear connected, we've got the anti-rotation bracket on as well. So next stage we've got to fit the boom in. which shouldn't be too bad a job, I wouldn't have thought, but we'll have a look, shall we? Right guys, we've got the boom in, got the tower rotor going in the about the right direction. There we go, turning clockwise, tower goes anti-clockwise, well, clockwise from the front but anti-clockwise from the back. But yeah, not too hard. Basically slide the boom in, pull the belt through the tensioners, wrap one end of the belt, making sure that it's going the right way around the main gear, the main tail gear drive at the bottom. Just rotate the head round, the belt just slides on, and then just pull the tail back, get the tension on the belt, and then there's 2 screws, one in there and one in there, that you tighten up, which holds the boom in place. So there we go, all the boom and tail and everything else is all ready to go. Whew. Right guys, we are nearly finished. Right, we're going to put these quick release canopy mounts on, very simple. Put them through there. You've got rubber grommet that goes over end like so. Like so. Like that's tight. Get over there, you little bastards. There we go. And then you've got your nut, which you put on over the top. OTT. And then screw it in, he says. There we go. And then just do it tight so that the rubbers bite. That's what she said. There we go. Don't want to over tighten it too much. And there we go. That's one done. Then do the same on the other side. Undo, pull off the rubber, she said. Put on the rubber again. Slip the rubber over the... I'm not even going to go there. Oh, I'm not even going to go there. And then the big nut. Tighten up my nuts like so. Shooter. And then hand tighten it. Like so. Now we've got our quick releases done, and the next thing we've got to do is we've got to fit the rubbers. Where are they? Fit the rubbers, the grommets into there, which then pop over this bit either side here, and pull and squeeze, and these should go on quite nicely actually. Yeah, nice and tight. Tight like a tiger. Put the grommet in here. There's my little, I need me wee thing to poke it through with. I hate putting these things on. Oh, there we go. It's going. It's going. It's going. There it is. One on. And the same on the other side. Come on, get on, you bitch. Give it a little bit of a helping hand. There we go. Pop it back in. Then we can put canopy over there. Come along. As it's sat on end. What was that? tight. It's going to need some silicone. Tight. And then we've got the quick release. That's it. Job's a good one. There, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is the Tron Gemini. I've got 3% left in my battery. Am I going to get this finished? Probably not, no. But there we go. That looks uber cool. Absolutely stunning looking little model. I love it. Right, just got the electronics to put in it now. Like I say, Rich should be coming up in a few, well, probably about next half an hour. Then I can put the servos and everything in. But happy days, there we go. Good morning, guys. It is the next day. Rich came up last night and bought the blades for the Gemini and for the servos. Well, you can wait till you see the servos. But our man is here at the moment. He's currently flying his Tron 7 Advance. Might as well tell you, I've got another one to build not long after I finish the Gemini, and it is one of these. I've got a Tron Advance that I'm going to be building as well for Rich, once I get this one sorted out. But I'm going to get the servos fitted. The blades are already on, and then once the blades and servos are all sorted out and God knows what, that is basically going to be it for this one. Rich is going to be finishing it off because he's got Mikado radio. So he's going to need to set it all up. We're still waiting for the motor as well. We're still waiting for the electronic speed controller. But at the moment, as it stands, hopefully they should be with us very soon. So I'll get these servos fitted. And I think that'll be it for this video. So let's crack on. So as you can see, like, we have got a set of Azures 560 blades, which we put on last night. And I tell you what, this helicopter is looking really sexy. But check these servos out. They are blinged up to the ground. Girly servos, hence the G. They're GDWs, and they're the yeah. But they're just as good as any other GDW servo. But they've got some pretty colours on them. So let's get them fitted. Right, let's get this canopy off. And oh, it's tight. Tight like a tiger now. I think they may need to be reamed a little bit because they are really tight. Either that. Gosh, truth. I think they definitely need to be reamed because they're really tight, them supersonics, and I don't want to break the canopy. Oh gosh, teeth. Right, that's that off. Bear with. So we've got two types. We've got the G50, which is for the tail rotor, and the G55, which is for the tail rotor, and then we've got three G50s. They're blinged up big time, but hey ho, they're going to look different, I will say that. So we'll get this fitted in first. We need to use the larger bracket because you got like the choice of either using standard servos or mini servos. So we're going to use the standard bracket and then get that fitted in. Right guys, I always, when I get new servos before I put them in a helicopter or a plane, to be honest with you, is I physically use my servo tester and set them to the middle so that they are as close to center as possible. That way then when it comes to sort of like doing the adjustments after with your fly-by system, they're not that far from it. Now it calls for the control horns, the ball links to be 15 to 16 millimeters from the center of the servo arm, and in this case it is the second hole from the end. But again, I'm using this control horn here because it needs to be at 90 degrees with the servo, so I'm hoping that either one way or the other I'll get full movement that I need for the servo. So let's plug it in, and God, that's bright. I don't think my servo tester is powerful enough to operate these. They run on 7 volts. I think, is it 7 volts? Let's have a look. Operating voltage 4.8 to 8.4. So no, that'll be fine. Right, so mount the servo horn. Oh, che corri da mondo ti sia. That is tight. Oh. Pop that in. 2mm hex drive screw to hold it in place. And I've just realised that I've not put the ball link on because I'm a penis. Bear with. Right, my mistake, because I thought these were the large servo. These are MIDI servos, so when it comes to mounting the tail, you've got 2 different brackets. That is a standard size servo bracket, which is what I thought I'd be needing, but these actually fit the MIDI bracket, so it's the smaller one of the 2 if you use these GDW high voltage girl servos. G for girl, pretty colours. But yeah, use the MIDI one, and that's the orientation you've got to put it. For some reason this one here, it calls for a 12mm hex drive, where the rest of them were all 8mm. But that's the orientation you've got to put it, because you need to mount it by these 2 holes here, but there's only 2 screws that hold it in place, but they fit in to the frame as well. There's a couple of locating holes that they fit into, but you've got to get it the right way around, because if you don't, it ain't gonna work. Okay guys, that is pretty awkward to get in when you built the helicopter, but you know, it goes in eventually. But yeah, it's quite tight to get in there. It's held by 2 screws, and then the 12mm bolt that I was telling you about has a locking nut on it, so that's now in and nice and secure. So let's carry on, put the cyclic servos in. So there you have it guys, that is all the servos fitted now. No issues with them at all. I mean, Tron's quality and standards and quality are tenfold. Never found anything wrong with them. So yeah, we've got the cyclic servos now fitted and they're all connected up. For me, that is it. I can't do anything else to it. We're still waiting for the electronic speed controller, which is going to be a Hobbywing 150 6 to 8S, and we've got a brand new motor that's going in this. And when I say a brand new, I mean brand new. There'll be nobody in the UK or in the world that will have this motor, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what that one looks like. But anyway, that's it from me. I can't do any more, like I say. And there we have it guys, one Tron Gemini, brand new kit, brand new model, just been released, and it is sexy as hell. The colour scheme on this is phenomenal. But yeah, so like I say, I can't do no more to this now. We're still waiting for the motor and for the electronic speed controller, so we're going to do a part 2 where I'll be fitting the ESC and the motor, and then we'll be handing it over to Rich on RC Helicopter Richard. He's going to do the setup because he uses Mikado for his radios. I don't, I'm on Spectrum, so I can't really set it up on that, but he'll do all the setup with it, and then in that video we'll also be doing the test flight of this little 5 size heli. But that is it, that is the Tron Gemini, and I'll be honest with you, I love it. I think it's a great little helicopter, and I've actually seen one of these fly. They are phenomenal, and Rich flew the hell out of it when he test flew one of these. So yeah, but thanks for watching guys. Click the old like, subscribe button. Watch out for part 2 on this video when you'll get to see her fly. Thanks for watching guys, I will see you soon.